Alright, what's up guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to look at the Nucleus-Nano wireless follow focus system. By the way, you guys notice that I'm in a new space right now. This is courtesy of Tech360. Tech360 is an online lifestyle platform that does video reviews and articles on daily tech gadgets and products. If you guys haven't heard of them, I will link their description in the link above and also in the description below. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the review of the Tilta Nucleus-Nano. So the Tilta Nucleus-Nano is basically a wireless follow focus system. It allows you to control your focus manually away from your rig. So this allows you a bit more flexibility and also reduces the shake that comes to your camera when you move the lens or when you touch the touch screens. Even though today's autofocus is like really good and smart, it isn't as creative or knows exactly what you want. So having full control of your manual focus allows you more flexibility in the types of shots you want to create. It also allows you to rack focus a lot more quickly and a lot more accurately. So take for example this shot that I shot above the new Funan Mall. Basically, I had the foreground as this grassy plain in front, and I wanted to rack focus accurately to the background where there are people climbing up the roof. Now this would have been a lot more difficult to do if I had to manually focus it with the focus ring on the lens, or if I had to touch the screen causing a bit of shake onto the camera. So this next shot I shot at the new Jewel Changi Airport. Basically the shot was to come out from a foreground revealing what was in the background. Now, having the camera on autofocus, it basically focused on the foreground a lot more before it slowly changed its focus to the background. Now, this wasn't what I wanted, and having a follow focus system like this the second time around, I was able to rack focus exactly when I wanted to. So I think the Nucleus-Nano actually works for anyone of any expertise level. It comes in at about 280 Sing dollars, at about 230 US dollars without the shipping of course. The bigger brother, the Nucleus-M, comes in at a much higher price of $1,300. Now, the difference in the price is extremely drastic, and what you're getting for $280, a wireless follow focus system, it is worth it. Now, the other alternative you can go for is the DJI Focus, which only works with the DJI Ronin S. Now, that gives you a bit of limitations. You can only use it with a gimbal, the Ronin S specifically, and it doesn't allow you to put it onto other rigs or onto a tripod to rack focus. Alright, so very quickly, what's included in the box is firstly the focus hand wheel. Now this comes with a very nice wooden grip, a couple of setting buttons which makes it very compact and convenient, and an LCD screen that shows you the indication of different channels and your settings. It also comes with a battery compartment that accepts a specific type of battery which I'll get into a bit later. Next, you'll find the focus motor. This focus motor comes with a single gear. It also comes with an LCD screen and two setting buttons that allows you to change the channels in between. It also comes with a USB port on the side for power. Next, we have the mounting plate and a 15mm rod. This 15mm rod is a really short one, so you might think of getting a longer one or actually using your own rod system. So included are these two batteries that might look eerily similar to AA batteries, but these are specifically meant for the Nucleus-Nanos and should not be mixed up. It also comes with this USB charger with these two magnetic connecting points, which connects to the positive and negative ends of the batteries. So Tilta also includes two follow focus gear rings that are adjustable according to the different circumferences of your lenses. So lastly, they've included a quick release plate that allows you to attach it to your rig and allows you to take on and off the focus wheel a lot quicker. Now the one that is included is a bit funny looking and I'm not too sure what it is meant for, but it has a couple of bumps over here, and actually SmallRig makes their own version which is kind of flat at the end, making it a lot more suitable for my rig. So if you want to go check out the SmallRig version, I'll also link the description below. Alright, so let's dive into the functions of this focus hand wheel, which is mainly the brains of everything that's going on in the follow focus system. So all the buttons on this hand wheel works on a single click, a double click, or a long press function, which means all the menus are all compressed into a very compact system. Now before you use this system, you want to calibrate the motor to your lens. You can use the auto calibration if you have hard stops on your focus, but if you're using a photographic lens like mine and you don't have a hard stop on each side of the focus, you might want to do a manual calibration, which I will explain a bit later. Now, another function about this follow focus system is that you can set A and B points. What that means is that you can set the first focus distance and the last focus distance, and it will use the entire distance of the wheel to rack that focus. Alright, so you might notice this rather large record button in red over here. So this allows you to start and stop the recording on your camera wirelessly. So the motor comes with this run stop cable input on the side here, which allows you to attach to your cameras. This is sold separately, so you might want to pick that up if you're buying from the online store. So this wheel is also reversible in its direction and orientation, depending on which side of the rig you're using it, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, and also depending on which side the motor is on your lens. Alright, so that's all the basic functions of this focus hand wheel. As I said, it comes in a very small compact size with all the basic needs of a follow focus system. If you want anything more, you might want to upgrade to the Nucleus-M or something more expensive. But anyway, let's get into the more technical part of it, which is the setup. Now the first thing you want to do is, if you have a cage on your camera, you want to locate the more comfortable position where you want to put the quick release plate. Now that's where your focus hand wheel will go if you're not using it wirelessly. For me, I like to put it somewhere on the left side because I want to use my right side to adjust all the settings. So for me, I like to mount it somewhere a bit higher so there's a bit more space at the bottom to put other attachments. Alright, so this is a pretty comfortable position for me to lock in my focus hand wheel and secure it like that. It allows me a comfortable grip as well as some access to the battery compartment if I need to change out the batteries. Now this mounting plate usually goes to the bottom of the camera, but because it's a bit too low and I don't want to damage the motor, I kind of mount it to the side of my cage. Alright, so now I have the option of either mounting the motor to the bottom rail or the top rail. Alright, but before that, we got to put on the focus gear rings around the lens. Now mine, I've already cut it down to size. It usually comes at a longer length, so you got a bit more flexibility if you have a larger lens. Alright, so it simply goes on around the lens and you kind of slot in the tooths into the negative tooth. And you got it locked and secured. It's pretty tight, but you just want to make sure that it is aligned and kind of straight. You don't want your gears to kind of roll off it after a few turns. Alright, so with that all set up, I can now put on my focus motor onto the rod. So it comes with this thumb screw at the side here, which basically you slot it in and you can tighten it at its desired position. Now, I would recommend you not engage the gears just yet, just in case when you power it on, it goes a bit crazy. You don't want to damage your lens or the motor. So the next thing to do is to power up the focus motor. And you can do that using an external battery pack, or if you are using a V-mount battery system, you can plug it into the 12-volt USB output there. So for this demonstration, we're going to use an external battery pack to power this motor up. Unfortunately, Tilta does not include a USB to micro USB cable, but you can find those at any of your IT stores out there. So I've got one over here that was originally used to charge my Rode video mic, but I'll use it for this. Alright, so with that all turned on, you can see which channel you're on, the standby mode, as well as a reading of how much your focus wheel is turning. Alright, so we also have to put in the rechargeable battery to power up the focus hand wheel. It goes in on the negative side down. Alright, so with that all done, you can press and hold the red button and that will power up the whole system. Right out of the box, it should come already paired. Mine is on channel 9 and I just have to turn the wheel a bit to see that it is working and I can go ahead and start my calibration process. I'm going to do what's called a manual calibration. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to firstly make sure that I'm disengaged from the focus gear rings, and I'm going to rotate the hand wheel all the way to 999. That is the minimum focusing distance as read on the hand wheel. Now next, I'm going to carefully engage the gears of the focus motor onto the focus ring. So this next part is a bit more tricky. What you're going to do is double tap the calibration button on the top and slowly turn your focus wheel and watch for the infinity marking on your lens. Now you don't want to miss this focus, if not you're going to have to redo this whole step again. Once you're at the infinity mark, you want to double click the calibration button again. Alright, so that's a whole manual calibration process. This is calibrated specifically to this lens. If I'm going to use another lens, I have to redo this whole calibration again. So be sure to leave a bit of time in your setup for that. Alright, so lastly, we're going to look at how to set up the A and B points on this focus system. As I've explained earlier, this allows you to set the first focusing point and a second focusing point and use the entire circumference of the hand wheel to rack your focus. So there is also a set button at the bottom here, which you're going to use to set your A and B points. What you're going to do is rack focus to the first point, press set once, and then A should come out on your LCD screen. Next, you will focus to the next point, which is your B, and click set one more time. That will set the A and B point. Alright, let's go set it up over there. Alright, so I got the camera set up behind my main camera. I've set my A point as myself and the B point as the camera. So what I can do is I can use the whole circumference or the focus hand wheel to rack focus between these 2 points. And I can do it a lot more accurately because I now have a lot more to play with and a lot more accuracy between these 2 shots. So all in all, this is a very affordable and really reliable follow focus system. The fact that it is wireless makes it even more worth the $280 that I spent on this. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like it if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next one.